anytime I talk about the trust, I have to bring up what we call the Rockefeller rule. Okay, so everyone's heard about the Rockefellers, right? And no, I've never met the Rockefellers, or I have never met anyone in their family. But you don't have to meet them to understand what they did, because John Rockefeller was famous for saying, "Own nothing but control everything." And
I'm gonna write this down.
he said, "Own nothing." So first of all, remember, amateurs think strategy, experts think details. So think about the sentence: "Own nothing." Nothing means nothing. It doesn't mean something. So I always have clients that will come and they'll say, hey, do I have to put everything in the trust? Well, nothing means nothing. If you want to keep the asset in your personal name, you can do that. But you're going to be haunted by taxation, liability, and lawsuits. Because if you're going to get sued, they're going to sue the owner.
And so, and I'm assuming that when we form, let's say we buy an asset, we buy this 250 unit property,
Right.
And how does all the investors for a typical LLC, it was going to be class holders A and B shares,
Right.
And you're saying there's a different formation of all that we all benefit from taxations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that is not offsetting my income, but offsetting the gains of that asset.
So any investment, LLC, fund, private equity, whatever it is, they're going to send the investors a K-1.
Right.
You're going to get a K-1. That K-1 is either going to be active or passive. And it could be a negative K-1, but you're going to get a K-1, and you will owe tax. Why? Because the money is coming to you personally.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime you take ownership in anything, you have immediate taxation because you just took possession of the income.
Right.
Remember I said earlier, the IRS does not tax people. They don't tax money. If there's $100 lying on the ground, the IRS is not going to go jump on that $100 and tax it. They're not going to do that. They don't tax money. Okay? They only tax income. So what I teach is I show the investor how to earn all this profits and earn all this money, but never make it income. Okay? Therefore, the tax code says, for instance, let's say they're flipping a property or something, right? The tax code says gains from the sale or exchange of a capital asset shall be excluded. Now, remember, the devil's in the details. They're talking about capital assets. We're talking about money. We're not talking about money that has an owner.
Right.
And so this is where the CPAs, this is where, now I've been in the room with the best financial planners in the country, trust me. And all these CPAs over here are yapping, saying, you can't do that. That's D&I, or that's, they're saying all this stuff. They're playing in this kiddie sandbox over here. Okay. And they have to understand that capital is not money that you own. Okay. Capital in the trust world, it doesn't have an owner. There is no owner to the money in the trust, because trusts don't own the assets. In a revocable living or grantor trust, capital is owned, but not in the trust that we have. We have a federally chartered, non-grantor irrevocable trust. So you have to know about trust law. You have to know about case law. You have to know about tax code and trust code to understand that, hey, 99.99% of all trusts are going to play in this sandbox over here, mm-hmm. where you have no benefits. You have no asset control, no privacy control, no tax control, no peace of mind control, no liability control. 99.9% are going to play in this sandbox with zero control. But like the Rockefeller said, own nothing but control everything. What do you think they're talking about? They're talking about the sandbox where you have ultimate control. And so the problem is you can't find the ultimate control when you're following these other people and they don't know anything about it. You quote these codes, and these CPAs have never heard anything about these codes. They're like, that doesn't work. Oh, really? I have a private letter ruling here that says it works. And you say it doesn't work.
Waking up to success. Now we're getting it started. This is the real grind. Everything you've been wanting, building an empire, no question. Talking about real estate, investing, making the millions, no stopping. While we sip on gourmet coffee. The real grind. This is the real grind. Let's go.